Well, good evening, everybody, or good morning for those of you in the Eurozone. I am Rider, and today I will be demonstrating Total's a Super Metroid and A Link to the Past crossover randomizer. In this randomizer, our goal is going to be to collect the items necessary to defeat both Ganon and Mother Brain, and they can be in either game, so we can go into Link's house and possibly find something such as Space Jump.
Yay for early space jump.
Hopefully, although who knows what we'll find. I do have a co-commentator for this. Yume Tsubasa should be an experience. These are always fun to do. We've had a couple tournaments for this in the past. One on Speed Gaming that has had some pretty amazing matches. We have 2 races for this every week. One on Sunday afternoon, and one on Monday evening. For those of you who are interested in trying this yourself. But in any case, how about we get this show on the road?
Just do it!
Let's go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay,
So
I'm
there
lagging.
are 316 locations in A Link to the Past, or 216 in A Link to the Past, 100 in this game. Without a morph ball, we can't really do too much in Super Metroid, so we're just gonna head over straight to A Link to the Past. Now, one thing in the latest version of this randomizer, version 10.2, is there are actually markings on the maps for Super Metroid where you can transition between games. And suddenly, Zelda.
Yay, the game I actually know more about.
So, nothing on the island. So, because a third of the money in the crossover randomizer is in Super Metroid, and we don't have access to it until we have the Morph Ball, well, we can get to 2 items without it currently. Money is typically pretty scarce in the early game, and you usually need money to purchase bombs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter the Crystal Hand Room. The reason why I did not check the chest in the Sanctuary is if that's flippers, then you won't be able to do this. And I have been burned on it a couple times. You know what they say, once bitten, twice shy? So the way you set up the Crystal Hand glitch here is to jump into this water 4 times. And what this does is it displaces Link's Y position on the screen, so it takes you to a room that doesn't exist, and when the game detects that you're in a place you're not supposed to be, it sends you here. And there are 225 rupees in here. Very important for the early game.
Yeah, and also to note, it always shows you out at Link's house, no matter where you actually do that Crystal Hand room.
There are a few places you can do it.
Yeah, you can actually do that. I've seen a certain person do that in the downfall to Ganon with bonking off the wall by accident.
And all the tree poles. There are 3 different tiers of tree poles. I'll be checking them all pretty early to see if we can maybe find some explosives. Oh, hi. Well, that's a morph ball. That's very nice to find.
Yeah, very early one.
I'm still gonna clear out Link to the Past, though, as much as I can. Just because it's so many locations. And it's not like the last seed that I played, where I actually cleared out all of Link to the Past before I found Morph Ball.
I
That was
know
a fun
that
one.
feel. Oh boy.
So with the early game routing, what we're gonna do is we're going to check the item up in the northwest corner by the Lost Woods. That's called the Lumberjack item. this is something that's very important to know if it's required early, because this item is gated by possession of the Pegasus boots as well as going up Aghanim's tower. And that's a nice tree pull. I'll take that.
That was
Oh
the
my!
trick.
Well, I guess I look like an idiot for doing hula hand.
That's why I actually don't really like doing hula hand that early.
It's either way though. It's oh no. Is it worth it?
Oh yeah.
Is that worth it? Because that's a really good item.
That's a good question.
That's
That's gonna
be a very tough call to make because Plasma Beam saves so much time in Super Metroid just from bosses. If I get access to... If I get a lot of Link to the Past movement, I might consider doing it. Like, if I find boots early... If I find boots early before I have to do any Super Metroid bosses, I might consider doing it even though it's not required, just because Plasma Beam saves a ton of time.
Well, it also depends if you get Charge Beam early or not. Because then it really saves a lot of time.
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of things it depends on, but that's one of the few cases where there's a non-required item past Aghanim's tower that I would actually be interested in getting.
Yeah, and what? How long does Aga 1 usually take? Probably 4 to 5 minutes, depending on the blue balls.
About 4.5 usually. Unfortunately, because I did not see any early bombs, I'm gonna need to go down and purchase some. Oh, that's 100 rupees well spent. I'll take that.
Oh, nice sword.
Usually that guy's just a scammer, but not this time.
I think in Combo Run he usually gives you something not so bad, or there are more instances where you actually get a useful item there than in A Link to the Past only
I actually should have checked this
randomizer.
chest before I bought bombs. Because you want to check the open stuff other than the stuff on top for bombs, just in case you can use some in the village. But with a sword, it's kind of moot, because I'll actually have something for Mini Moldorm Cave. The main reason why you want to try to save your bombs early is because if you don't have any other weapon, you're going to need to use bombs to clear out Mini Moldorm Cave, which is always fun.
Mini Moldorm on bombs is not that bad, but as I like to say, yeah, and as I like to say, a sword is the best safety you can have in A Link to the Past, all in all.
Especially in the early game, because in Combo Randomizer, it's actually pretty common for seeds not to give you a sword for a very long time. I've gone without a sword for over 2 hours in one of these before.
Yeah, same. That's a little bit annoying. I mean, if you get an early hammer, then it's fine, but otherwise it's really bad.
Hammer is one of those items that can be very difficult to locate.
Yeah, Meridia Hammer and Moon Pearl. Let's go.
Can we not? I don't want to be up all night. I should actually probably grab these rupees because that puts me on Zora Cash. That's another reason why I like to do early Hula Hand, is because Zora is one of those very tricky locations that can be in logic very early, but money can be an issue, because getting this much money early is oftentimes not easy.
Yeah. Then again, Sora tends to not really have anything in combo rando. I think it's more likely that he has something good in standalone Link to the Past rando from what I've seen so far. I think I had like one useful item that was a Morph Ball on Sora once.
I've seen that before, so not too much in Kakariko aside from that sword. Hopefully Mini Moldorm Cave delivers, because I really don't want to go into a Super Metroid without bombs. preferably I'd like to go in with either Morph Ball Bombs or 2 Power Bomb packs, but when does that ever happen?
Oh yeah, doing the first circle.
Early Power Bomb routing is... Oh, speaking of Power Bombs, hey, there's Power Bombs. There's Power Bombs I can't get.
Yay!
That location requires the boots, which I don't have.
But yeah,
I haven't checked my map yet. So we have Eastern is a crystal, Hera is a valueless pendant, and that is an ice rod. I'm very okay with seeing that right now because the ice rod can be very, very cantankerous to locate. It has a tendency to hide in places like the pedestal, like the last seed I played. So I'm actually okay with seeing this early.
well, I've recently seen one at what was it? What? I think it was either on the way to Ridley or on Ridley itself. And
But
yeah, I
I'm
was
very okay with
for
finding that.
check.
I mean, you know how the song goes. It can be anywhere except in the hands of Trinex. Tell me, where in the world is the godforsaken ice rod?
Yes.
Shoutouts to Dr. Bobtastic, by the way. So this is pretty standard Link to the Past opening routing. Typically what you find along the south shore and in the village will determine where you go, although I think I'm actually going to go into the front of Escape after this. I think that's reasonable because we have a sword.
Sounds like a plan, yeah. And yeah, all we checked so far is in A Link to the Past. We didn't go to Retro Bryn store. Which actually is better because you got Morph Ball in a very nice location.
We don't have any bombs yet, though, is the issue. If I had a pack of power bombs, then sure, but we don't have any bombs at all, and I actually don't like going to Retro Bryn Star with only 5 power bombs because you don't have a way to get power bombs there.
Yes.
And the Retro Bryn Star routing requires exactly 10 power bombs to do optimally. So typically what I'll do is if I only have 1 power bomb pack, is I'll go down to Retro Bryn to check everything I can, and then if I don't find anything, I'll just reset.
Makes sense, yeah.
Hello, Seed. Can I have some power bombs, please? I like all these super missiles, I just don't like not having power bombs.
Yeah, how many supers is there already? 15?
Yeah, once I have enough ammo where tracking it doesn't matter. I won't actually be tracking ammo because once you get a certain amount, it doesn't matter for logic purposes.
Well, depends if Charge Beam by logic is available before Mother Brain or not. Well,
Charge Beam has to be. And speaking of logic, there are 2 different logic settings for the combo randomizer. We're using normal logic for this. Hard logic can force certain Super Metroid speedrun tech to be required. I know this seems kind of strange, but since I have the money, I'm actually thinking about just going up to King Zora now.
I mean, you can also check Hobo, so could probably be worthwhile.
Because then I can see what the ledge item is. There's definitely an argument against checking this because 1, it's a sequence break, and 2, I can't actually check a waterfall fairy because I have no way to set up water walk. The most common way to set up water walk is with the moon pearl.
Well, it's the easiest one.
It's the easiest one and it's the most common.
Yeah, with the boots you have to... I think it's pixel perfectly dash like halfway over a pit Whereas the one in last
Well,
one is
that's
pretty
a
good.
red cane. That doesn't lead to anything quite yet. I would like to reverse fake flipper, please. Thank you. So that's a red cane that's behind flippers. So now we know that the flippers cannot be in Turtle Rock.
Or adventurous.
Correct.
And potentially... No, wait, wrong.
So any location that requires Cane of Samaria will not have flippers because what we just did is a sequence break. And I'm a huge fan of sequence breaking in Combo Randomizer because it can tell you where things are. And why am I going up there? I can't check that.
I don't know why we're going there.
Gotta love muscle memory.
Yes. Okay, what we got on the ledge?
Sora Ledge doesn't have anything, thankfully. Can we get out of my way, please, Sora? Thank you. And actually, technically, the Sora tech is also out of logic because we don't have flippers or a glove to be able to get here. But I just think it's a good idea to get this check out of the way.
Yeah, it's such an out of the way location to actually check.
Hi. That is very welcome.
Oh, hey, you can do all of escape now.
Not necessarily. It depends on key
Well,
placement.
yeah. Depends on that as well. But you can at least...
And I can do all the dark rooms in the game except for fire on the Sega Tower, so the lamp isn't really a required item unless you need it specifically as a fire source. But we won't know that until we get in the Dark World.
Yeah, but
I get the feeling, given that we have North Ball this early, that our Dark World access is probably in Super Metroid.
very likely, yeah.
But I'm gonna do Front of Escape and then probably just go to Super Metroid at this point, because there's a lot open there. I want to say... actually, let me check. There's not actually that much open, it's just Retrobit at this point. Not without bombs. Oh, there's the key, so I can do all of Escape. The back half is still out of logic, but I can do all of it. I would just like a power bomb pack, please. Because usually finding power bombs isn't an issue because there are 10 of them in the item pool. But the only one I've seen so far I can't get. So now money shouldn't be too much of a concern for the rest of the seed. Okay, there's Screw Attack. That actually opens up a lot. Because now I can get to Big Pink.
You can actually get pretty far with just this, yeah.
That's actually one of the reasons I like seeing Screw Attack early.
Especially when Brinstar has a lot of items, and is usually worth it.
Oh yes, Brinstar is usually pretty loaded. There's just so many checks. I won't be able to get down to a couple places though until I find power bombs. I'll take that though. That's very, very nice. And actually, another thing to note is I actually think that's out of logic because of keys. Because the item at the bottom of the Front of Escape, I don't think can be in logic until after you have logical access to Back of Escape, which we don't have right now. But I'm very, very happy to find silver arrows.
I think is that the case? I'm not sure, honestly.
I think it has to be because otherwise you could keylock yourself out of that item. Because the way the logic is written is it assumes that you use your keys in the worst possible fashion.
Yeah, okay, but still, I mean, you got the key in the front, so it should technically be in logic because you have access to all the keys.
True. Key logic is hard, by the way.
Yes, and sometimes weird, like let's say in Maya.
But just after I'm done checking back this game, I'm gonna go directly to Super Metroid.
Yeah, I think.
There's no reason not to. It's just too much stuff.
Well, still, no bombs is
No bombs.
not
No
the best
bombs is
case
annoying,
scenario.
but I get the feeling we're gonna find some in SM.
Yeah, the only things left right now is the whole Eastern area.
I'm not. I don't like early Eastern. I like early Eastern and standalone Link to the Past. I don't like it in combo.
Yeah.
Though. Oh, there's power bombs.
Yeah, in combo it's usually not worth it, to be fair. 2 medallions already? That's also nice.
Yep, back to
Costs
Metroid we
medallion.
go. So, now
Medallions
that we have these
are
power
also
bombs, I think I'm actually going to ignore Retro Brain for now. Oh wait, no, we have access to... This'll be fun. I think what I'm going to actually do is check BT and Omega, and then if there's nothing there, probably reset to save 2 power bombs. I said check BT. BT being Bomb Chorizo.
Yeah. I figured I was like, huh? Where are you going? It's,
I think that's too valuable not to reset. Although this doesn't actually require me to use a power bomb because I know how to do this silly trick. Hopefully it doesn't take too long.
Oh, well, Alcatraz time. This is something that I honestly cannot do for the life of me.
It's not easy. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble with this. This is not difficult. If I have too much more trouble with it, I'm probably just going to use a power bomb. Yeah, I'm just going to use a power bomb. And because I have to use this power bomb, I'm liking going down to Retro Brinstar less and less. So I think I'm just going to check this spot and then take my usual route.
I mean, you can circle back.
Not with a high jump.
No.
That's the problem. Is I need either high jump or speed or space jump or morph ball bombs
Or ice beam. I don't think it's in logic, but it works pretty well as well.
Well, it doesn't matter for logic purposes because you could just go around. That's not the problem. I could also check back Gauntlet too, and that'll help with the power bomb count too. Nice rupee. Yeah, I'm just gonna check back Gauntlet.
Yeah, might as well.
Nothing there. Like, at this point, we're looking for a glove. Like, a glove would be nice to find.
Love some.
Merle, obvious, although we don't have Dark Wheat. Well, Merle wouldn't help us. Merle wouldn't help us. Like, a glove would be good, a suit. Power bombs.
Generally a flute or boots for fast travel in A Link to the Past as well.
Oh, hey, powder. No, that powder's actually in logic, but everything else back here is not, because I did a trick called Muckball. which is it's a speed booster sequence break. Because logically, this requires speed booster to get. Mock Ball is very important in the vanilla game because it's how you get super missiles early. But it's just very helpful here as well. But I'm very okay with finding Powder. Powder will greatly increase our survivability in Link to the Past.
Yes, that's for sure.
But this is pretty typical routing. Brinstar is accessible early, and it has so many items that it's usually one of your first checks. Oh, speaking of glove, there it is.
Oh, nice glove.
So that'll open up a few locations. Not too much by itself, but it will open up some additional locations. And now, once... We're still missing Whirl, too. Wonder where that is. Probably someplace silly.
Yeah, also you are now back in Logic minus Red Cane that you got from...
True. That is very true. Oh,
the guy.
And there's the hammer. So clearly...
The hell!
Correct call. I'll take that. So now we're just a blue pearl away from Dark World access. I'm very happy with that. So clearly Brinstar was the correct call. Wait a minute, no, we're actually still out of logic. Aren't we?
No.
Yeah, we're out of logic because remember we got our lamp from Zora. And
Yeah.
the power bomb tank was behind. The power bomb tank is behind either lamp or glove.
Right.
The only power bombs we have were in Back and Escape.
Right.
I'll take that too. That's very, very nice.
Ooh, nice space jump.
Having Space Jump Screw Attack this early is gonna make combat in Super Metroid pretty easy. I do need to be a little careful though in this room because those side hoppers do 80 damage. It's pretty easy to die in that room.
Yes, it is.
I won't be able to do Spore Spawn skip yet, unfortunately, just because of the lack of problems. This is one of the reasons why having multiple power bomb tanks early is such a boon, because when you don't have power bombs in the early game, you can wind up isolating a lot of locations.
True that, yeah.
Oh, there we go. There's our power bombs. So I might actually go back now, now that I have 2 power bomb tanks, and check that stuff. I don't think it's the worst idea.
It certainly isn't.
I still can't get to Retro Brinstar from here, unfortunately. It's a very common, I wouldn't say pitfall, but it's a very common routing inconvenience in the early game. There we go. That's finicky, by the way. That skip is finicky. It's well worth doing, though, because it skips something like a 3-minute boss fight. Well, the navigation as well, because you have to go all the way around. Spore Spawn not worth, unfortunately. Not this time around.
Well, Spore Spawn, for me personally, if the seeds that I had is like a 50-50 usually. Either it's something really good or it's, well, just crap.
But yes, for those of you just joining, this is normal logic. Because in order to complete hard logic seeds in the first place, you have to be pretty good at Super Metroid. Just because some of the things that are required are kind of hard, like continuous wall jump. Oh, hey, I have space. Oh, I have space jump. I can check X-ray. I need to be a little careful though, because dropping a space jump could be really bad.
Yeah, and dropping space jumps happens really fast.
But I should be okay.
Well, it's a little bit easier with short hops like that than if you do like higher jumps. Because, yeah, there it's more likely that you actually drop one of the space jumps. At least for me personally, that's the thing.
I better grab that.
Well, might as well.
And also, another nice thing about any Fire Flea room is the Fire Fleas have a very high power bomb drop rate, so you can use this to refill on your power bombs. Which is actually what I'm going to do. I'm going to restock on power bombs here. And you may have just seen why this room is so dangerous, because those metal spikes, they do 60 damage without a suit.
Oh, yeah.
That should be enough for now.
Also, don't the fireflies actually have like... Isn't it even 100% if you don't have full power bombs? Or is it just really high?
It's just really, really high.
Okay. Well, a lot of Super Metroid things that I don't know by heart.
And that's one thing that can make the accessibility of this a little bit difficult, is you have to be familiar with both games, as well as the interactions between the two games. But just the vast number of routing options is the reason why I love this randomizer so much. It really makes you think in terms of routing. Oh, Ice Beam.
Ooh,
I'm always happy
nice.
to find that. Except when I haven't found Morph Ball. Because when you find Ice Beam and you don't have Morph Ball, that means that Morph Ball might be at the top of Red Tower, which is a lovely place for it. Which that position for Morph Ball, by the way, cannot happen in standalone Super Metroid randomizer. Can only happen in combo. Because of the way the portals are placed. But I'm gonna go ahead and just knock out Kraid now. There's no real reason not to.
Yeah, it's a pretty fast boss fight. And yeah.
Now, as far as super missiles, I always pick up super missiles until I have charge beam. Just because you never know if you're gonna need to ammo kill Mother Brain. I mean, you won't have to because it's not. Because charge beam is going to be available, but who wants to search for charge beam when you have everything else you need to complete the game?
Yeah, sure, Dad. I mean...
Alright, line this up. Because I'm going to be going for the Kraid quick kill. Hopefully I get it.
But you know, I managed to kill on this one properly.
Not happening. Darn. Unfortunately, Kraid has this little problem called talk to the hand. He likes making you talk to the hand. This is a terrible fight. Kraid, please. This is not difficult. There we go. Like, literal easiest fight in both games, and takes forever. Got nice drops from him, though. You know, if I find a couple more if I find another E-tank soon, like if I find an E-tank in like high jump area, I might consider a Hell Run. which is also a sequence break. And what we mean by a hell run, for those of you not familiar with Super Metroid, is going into heated rooms in Lower Norfair without heat protection, which is something that this logic will not expect you to do. Hard logic, on the other hand, can expect it with a minimum number of energy tanks. But I'm not going to make that decision until after I do my Death Mountain checks.
Well, I mean, you don't have too much to do in Death Mountain, but yeah, still.
Right, because we don't have mirror hook shot.
Yep.
It's still worth taking a look, though.
I mean, it's still 2 items that you can get in Phone 1.
Exactly. But if I don't find it, I'm probably just gonna go to Wreck Ship. That's not bad.
That's the sword. The white colorful.
Oh, it is open now. Okay. $300. But a sword I'm perfectly okay with finding. I don't need that though. That is a unique item, but I don't need it. Alright, let's go back to Link to the Past now. So this door that's normally the Norfair map station takes us back to Link to the Past.
Exactly. Also, cabbage.
Yeah, good old cabbages.
Well, usually not much of a problem when you just get out of that cave there.
Not like it is if you come here the regular way in Link to the Past.
Yes, but well, we will see because you.
Well, I'm gonna have to this way because I gotta rescue the old man. It's not very fun doing this on low hearts.
No, not really.
Just a big 20. No, because of the low heart count, I am gonna heal up here before I go up the mountain. So what do I do after here? I think I'm gonna check Retro Star actually after this. I'm not gonna hell run quite yet. Because if I want to do a hell run, I can just save and quit to Death Mountain and then go to Business Center and do it. But I don't think that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm just gonna go clear out Wreck Ship as much as I don't like early Wreck Ship. Alright, what's over here? Nothing I care about. Alright, let's go Retro Brinstar and then clear out Wreck Ship. I think that makes sense now. I can go check Gauntlet too. But I think I'm gonna go to Retro Brinstar first. Because that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's 7, 8, 9 checks. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's really a lot of items down there. In Gauntlet, we already saw the 2 items in the back that are kind of crap. Just the one that is usually, I think, a neat tank. Vanilla. Still don't know what that is. But I think, yeah, priority for that is pretty low.
Oops. Miscounted my enemies. Now, of note, if I find boots soon, I'm probably gonna go grab Plasma Beam.
Sounds fair. We're still pretty early into Super Metroid.
Now, this item is not obtainable right now because it's hard blocked by Speed Booster. You absolutely need Speed Booster to get this. But this is an item that's a location that's very easy to isolate. So if your Go Mode item is there and you find Speed really early, it can feel really terrible. but thankfully that's not the case, so I can just get this check out of the way. Early. The reason why that check is dangerous, especially if you don't have Ice Beam, is because that acid does something like 1.5 damage per frame with no suit, and you can die very, very quickly.
Well, it can die very, very quickly in general in Super Metroid.
Well, not with this much health. Like, usually if you only have a couple tanks, it's much more of a concern. But with this much health, I should be okay until I have to go down to, like, late game areas.
Fair enough.
Like,
You're
I
also
wouldn't be...
better at Super Metroid than I am.
Well, Super Metroid is a hard game. It's one of the hardest speedruns on the Super Nintendo.
It certainly is.
Of note, because we have Ice Beam, that item in the ceiling is actually in logic. Alright, so we're coming up on the Billy Maze Room. You're about to see why it's called the Billy Maze Room. But wait, there's more. If you order your heart container now, we'll give you this hook shot absolutely free.
That's nice.
That's a nice offer. Pretty pleased with that.
So getting that jump through there is, oh my god.
What, the... Oh, just wall jumping out of that room?
No. The jump afterwards where you have to go through the middle with screw attack.
Okay,
What?
that's our fifth energy tank, and with space jump and screw attack, I am getting to be very, very inclined to do a hell run.
Come on over to Bubble Mountain, I figure.
Yeah, Bubble Mountain hell run. I could even go to Croc if I wanted.
I
don't know about Crockmire though. I think I'm gonna do just Bubble Mountain.
Really, the Croc one is a little bit of pain in the ass. Yeah, you don't have Speed Booster. With Speed Booster, easy peasy, but going there from the back is, oh my god.
Well, I can't. Well, I would have to. It's actually out of logic for multiple reasons. Even if I had Varia, I would need pirates, please.
Come on, pirates.
Even if I had that, even if I had Varia, it would actually still be out of logic because I don't have waiver speed.
Yep.
Can you spin jump, please, Samus? I would like to use my screw attack, please. You know what? Since I'm running back to my ship anyway, I don't think I can justify not doing Wreck Ship right now. Because of how early we found Space Jump, I think the seed is telling me to go to Wreck Ship early. I don't like this play, because I much prefer to route, because this tends to make Red Tower a pain to get to. Red Tower is one of those areas that has 3 items, but is out of the way unless you do it with Western Meridia, because there's an exit through Mount Everest that will take you right to Red Tower, and that's one of my favorite routes in the game. But unfortunately, because we don't have Gravity Suit, we can't take that route. That's just a bomb capacity upgrade, so Gauntlet has nothing I care about. So I'm gonna go check. I'm gonna go check Criteria Powerbomb while I'm up here, and then head over to Wreck Ship.
Sounds like a plan. No, yeah, I don't like doing Phantoon without any seeds.
Neither do I, but the seed is obviously pointing us that way.
I mean, on the other hand, you have the ultimate tool against Phantoon with Space Jump and Screw Attack.
Well, Space Jump not so much, but Screw Attack. But Screw Attack makes the fight significantly easier, yes.
I mean, you can just hug the top left corner and jump infinitely with having Screw Attack on.
I am gonna go check Red Tower now, though. Also, don't get hit. Also, don't touch those crabs.
Yeah, it's 1 E-tank of damage.
More than that, it's actually 120.
It's 120? Okay.
Yeah, it's 120 damage for those crabs. But I should be fine against Phantoon, though. I also have 2 reserves.
Yeah, it's plenty. I mean, together with Screw Attack, that's more than plenty, actually.
Yeah, it's a piece of cake. So, like, on the Super Metroid side, I'm not really concerned about equipment as far as survivability goes. What I'm mostly concerned about right now is the lack of speed. I mean, we have Space Jump, but that's really the only movement we have. I would really like to find Speed Booster soon, though. Oh, that's a nice movement item.
Oh, Spring Ball.
Oh, like, people joke about how Spring Ball is the validation item of Super Metroid, but it's super useful, especially when you're on limited power bombs like this. So that I don't have to use power bombs for vertical movement in morph ball form. So so having Spring Ball will actually save you a lot of power bombs in the long run.
Then again, I think we are also at the point in the seeds on the Super Metroid side where about every enemy can actually drop power bombs, so it's not that much of a concern anymore. But it's always time that you lose, of course.
Oh, well that was clearly the right play. Did you see what was on the?
I think it was Varia.
Yeah, that's Varia. I'll take that. So clearly the Hell Run was not the answer. So now I don't even have to bother with it. So now I would actually be a lot more comfortable going down the Croc. But I'll very much take Varia. Don't do this room after Phantoon. It's a nightmare.
Oh.
I've done it before. It's not fun.
I mean, with Space Jump, it's not that bad still, but oh my god, spikes do also 1 E-tank or even more damage.
Actually, I was gonna get into that. When we did Spiky Death Room, but I'll just talk about it now. When those spike platforms are active, if one of them touches you, it does 200 damage.
Oh right, it was 2 E-tanks.
Yeah, with no suit, it does 200 damage.
Again, especially the ones in Spiky Dive Room that actually come down have a really wonky hitbox. Sometimes even if you jump off of them, you actually get hit by them. It's pretty annoying.
So this rage phase is actually intentional. This is the fastest safe strategy for Phantoon. What I'm doing here. If this is executed properly, it should be a 3-cycle Phantoon. Of course you're gonna give me slow, aren't you? 2, 5. So now he should have exactly 1,000 HP left. Gonna give me a mid? Nope. Slow, 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 slow. 2, 3, 4, super. He should be dead. Yep. That is the fastest, safe way to defeat Phantom.
Nicely done.
But as far as the questions in chat about charge beam, a charge beam is actually logically required for Ridley, because otherwise we would need to put something like 6 super missiles into the progression pool, whereas without it we only need 1. So it's for better randomization that charge beam is needed for the logic. I'm getting a little concerned about power bombs. I think I can farm off of... I might have to farm off of the puffers.
Probably.
Yeah, I think I have to farm the puffers in this room for power bombs.
I mean, again, with screw attack, not a problem. And
It's not a problem, it's just something you have to... Oh, there's the Merle. Wow, wreck ship just loaded. So that's Dark World access. Because we have a hammer, a glove, and a Merle. Yeah, that's Dark World access.
Which means we can finally do stuff in A Link to the Past. Yay!
I'm actually trying to decide with that various suit. I think I'm gonna hold off on going to LTTP, or hold off on doing Norfair. I think I'm just gonna do LTTP and maybe try to fish for a gravity suit or high jump boots. Because if I find high jump boots, I could potentially do a lava dive. This save is for Spiky Death Room specifically. One because it's Spiky Death Room. Like, it's faster to reset if there's nothing here, and two, this room is absolutely terrifying. Like I said, these spike platforms, if you get caught on the other side of them, do 200 damage. And then the metal spikes do 60 damage, plus you have to deal with water physics. It's actually, it's probably the worst room in 100%. Like vanilla 100%. It's the room you most commonly die in. As much as I want those, I think I'm gonna reset. Like, it's actually pretty difficult for me to reset that away, but I don't think it's worth the time.
Not really. You know, yeah, power bombs would be really good right now.
If I didn't have Ice Beam, then I would. And the reason why is because if I didn't have Ice Beam, if you don't have Ice Beam, then you need 15, power bombs to be able to make it through Turian. Oh, you know how nice this is, having Screw Attack for Attic?
Yeah, this room with Screw Attack and Space Jump is so free.
Because otherwise you have to spend, like, 15 super missiles to kill everything in a reasonable amount of time.
Yeah, especially if you don't have Charge Beam. It takes forever.
Alright, what's back here? That one I will take, though. Because this one only takes a few seconds to get.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not like backtracking through Spiky Death Room, which will take at least 45 seconds. And if you go on the Super Metroid speedrunning wiki, that room is actually called Spiky Death Room. Every room in the game has a pretty creative name.
Yes.
So because I don't have... Oh wait, I have Spring Ball. I don't have to do these
Yeah.
Metamorphs. Okay, nothing there. So that item in Wreck Ship Reserve, that actually requires Speed Booster to get, but thankfully you can see it. And I've gotten pretty frustrated at seeds before, where that item is actually something important. And
Yeah,
you don't
wasn't
have...
that the case in one of the weekly races?
Yeah, one of the actually, it was one of the weeklies I was restreamed in.
Yeah, right.
One of the weeklies I was restreamed in had that issue where I needed to backtrack for Pegasus boots, and I got pretty upset. I think I shot something like 7 super missiles at those Pegasus boots.
Well, I can see that.
Because I
Would have done the same.
I did not want to have to backtrack for those. Yep, time to go bowling.
Right. Also very nice to have space jump here.
Oh yeah, space jump makes so much. Yes, there is a Yume. There is a Yume in the booth.
Yeah, I see that. Good morning.
But yes, even on hard logic, RBO lore and Orfair is not required. There's actually talk of like a masochist logic where lower Norfair or where Varia could possibly be down there. It's just it would require a lot of tanks. I would not consider doing it unless I had like almost all the energy in the game. But if I had all the energy in the game, I would consider it. Just because you would have the enemy protection from Gravity Suit. Like, you have the defensive Gravity Suit that you would not have in, like, regular RBO. Oh, you know what? I need to check the ocean item. I never checked the ocean item when I was down here the first time.
That.
So I need to get that now.
Yes, so
I was maybe just trying to fish for, like, a Gravity Suit or something. Ah, that's valuable. That's gonna make Link to the Past pretty easy.
First time in a long while that I actually see the right bright colors for the swords, because I don't know what it is, but my seeds usually get them mixed up.
It's a palette issue. So now that I have Varia, I don't think I'm gonna grab that reserve. I was gonna grab that reserve if I didn't find Varia because I might have to. I was thinking about maybe if Varia Suit is your go mode item, I was maybe thinking about RBO Lore and Orfair, but it's still really, really risky. So with Tower of Hera being a pendant, do I want to do Death Mountain or do I want to wait? I think I'm going to do Death Mountain after I do the Dark World loop. Because as valuable as Death Mountain is, it is 8 locations, but I can full clear Thieves Town. I can get intelligence on what is required on the Link to the Past side just from doing the Dark World map check. I think that the Dark World loop is the better play right now.
I mean, it takes probably double the time to get down to holy crap, my brain is not working.
I just don't want to go back up to. I don't want to climb Death Mountain twice if I don't have to. But if I don't find anything in this loop, Death Mountain is going to be the next thing I check.
I mean, it could also be one of these seats where like everything is in Super Metroid anyways.
Well, before I go back to Super Metroid, I want to try to find Gravity. This is actually kind of dumb routing. Because I don't have a mirror yet, and Magic Bat is available. But I'm kind of committed to going this way, because it would take me like over a minute to backtrack that way. So hopefully Magic Bat doesn't have our mirror. So we have Ice Palace as a pendant, Skullwoods as a green pendant, Thieves Town is Crystal 5.
Yeah, the other one was Eastern if you didn't. Oh no, you.
Yeah, I have it. I think I'm actually gonna dip into Skullwoods.
Oh, version 26 memes.
Oh yeah, in version 26 of Link to the Past, Skullwoods was just for whatever reason totally loaded.
I mean, if you didn't get at least one major item that you needed to clear the seed, it was like not a normal seed anymore.
Okay, that's a good thing that we have one item.
I mean, you can also do the room or the test in the mirror.
I can do Vanilla Big Key quickly because I have Red Cane, which is actually still out of logic.
Yes. Before the flippers are exactly there. Wouldn't surprise me.
I'll do the big chest on the way out.
Okay. I mean, can just drop into the back.
That's what I'm planning on doing. It just saves a small amount of movement to do it this way.
Yeah, I think it's still like a few seconds faster if you do it with the bomb jump, but I think when you fail it the first time, it's actually faster if you do it.
Yeah, that's actually why I do it from the back, because that's kind of an annoying bomb jump to line up. Like, I know how to do it. It's just I'm not consistent enough at it to go for it.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I don't like the vertical ones at all. I'm much more of a fan of the diagonal bomb jumps.
Same.
Which is weird, because technically the vertical ones are...
Okay, so the other item's in the back.
Yeah.
The other item is in the back and requires Fire Rod. So hopefully that's enough. Well, there's also another item back there because this is green pendant, but I still don't think this is the worst idea to check. Because I can also check Bumper Ledge on my way to Village of Outcasts.
Yeah, it's always a good thing to have out of the way. Because that item is really obnoxious if you don't know what it is. I mean, there is still a requirement of Cape, but then you at least know that you need
Yeah,
Cape.
it's just having the knowledge. Having the knowledge is just really important.
Yes, especially in a randomizer like this where you have like 300 plus checks.
Yeah, there's but like we said at the beginning, there are 316 checks. But now money is not an issue, because I need 80 for digging game, 30 for chest game, 110 to get into pod, and then everything else is potion money.
Yeah, you already have that 2 bottles as well. So
That actually kind of makes me want to go get plasma more.
well, you still don't have charge beam, so it's not that useful.
I mean, it just increases the value of plasma beam if we find charge.
Sure enough.
But I'm gonna just go ahead and well, we have hammer, so there's no reason not to do this right now. I can definitely see the argument for holding off on Thieves Town if you don't have hammer, which actually happened in my last seed because I last location Morph Ball. It was in Thieves Town Big Chest because I didn't check Dark Death Mountain when I went up to Death Mountain the first time. I mean, granted, when I found it, it was out of logic anyway. It's still anything in Thieves Town Big Chest is just never fun because Thieves Town Big Chest might actually be the single worst location to orphan in the game. Realistically.
Yeah, that or things like catfish.
No, catfish actually doesn't take nearly as much time as Thief's Town Big Chest.
Also talking about cape.
Yeah, there's our cape.
I mean, honestly, though, if you actually have left upgrade 2, it's not that bad to backtrack this. It's probably like 2 minutes that it takes.
It's still pretty terrible.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think it was one of my first like 3 seeds where I had space jump in there when I pretty much needed space jump still because I couldn't do Crod in a Super Metroid. Yeah, I didn't have hammer. I had to backtrack there like after 3 hours into the seed.
That's never ever a good feeling.
That was not fun at all. But yeah, we're pretty stacked for Link to the Past, actually.
That's actually why I'm back in. Why even though I found Varia in Rick Ship, I'm pursuing Link to the Past because Moon Pearl is also there, and I'm also trying. I'm just trying to fish for gravity to clean up the Super Metroid routing. Because my favorite way to route Super Metroid is after Brinstar go Link to the Past, and then if you get both suits, you can just and Mire Access, you can just go through the portal to Lower Norfair, and then maybe not even have to fight GT. And then just go from Lower Norfair up through Bubble Mountain, do those checks, and then you can clear out Meridia to wreck ship.
Well, yeah, that would be perfect routing, but
When
how many
does that
times?
ever happen?
Yeah,
I mean,
how many times?
It's already broken. It's already broken because, well, I already did wreck ship.
Yeah.
Fine, I'll go check the big chest. Fine game. I was really hoping that small key would be in the big chest so I didn't have to check it. So a nuance about the key logic is if there's a location with one check that is guarded by a key in a dungeon, the key can be in there. Just not obtainable.
Yeah.
All this energy.
As an example, I think that's how it is in Swamp Palace, right? Yeah. Because Swamp Palace big key is not used for anything else in the big chest.
Correct. It's in Swamp Palace and Skullwoods that the big key can be in the big chest.
Well, that's gonna be an easy blind fight.
Oh, very easy. I mean, we have Cape if we get in trouble, too.
Well, no, not really magic, though.
Right, no magic, but this should be fine. Minor details. Careful.
Hold on, Raiko. You're not gonna die here, okay? No! Okay, this is pretty sad.
Yeah, that was terrible. You know what I could have used that magic on? I have Canis Maria. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm not this bad at Link to the Past.
Can confirm. Well,
now it gets bad. This is actually one of those cases where I might actually consider leaving and just doing this later. Just because of the health situation.
Well, guys, that is what happens when you fuck up the first cycle. In a nutshell.
Would you be able to keep this PG, please? Thanks.
Oh,
We are on Randomania.
okay. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, yeah, we're just gonna do this later. Yeah, we're just gonna do this later. Hopefully there's not progression there. That's too bad though. The one thing I am slightly uncomfortable though is that Thieves Town is a 5/6 crystal. So it's 3 times as likely there could be progression there, but we're just gonna come back. You know, that would have been nice, like, 2 minutes ago. Alright, we're gonna do this later, unfortunately. Alright, time to go over to Alec Baldwin's Digathon. What did I tell you in the last seed that I played? I didn't have enough. I went over to Digathon and I only had like 30 rupees. So I actually had to go play archery to get money. That's a thing. Oh, hey, another thing that would have been nice about 2 minutes ago.
Sure, yeah.
So I'm thinking probably Death Mountain after Hype Cave. I mean, I could go into... Oh, now I'm definitely going to Pod, actually. Actually, I have a better idea. Since I'm in the area, let's get this... Wait, I don't have magic. I can't anyway. I was gonna go back up to Kakariko to check Magic Bat, but I actually don't have enough magic for that. I don't have enough magic to use my powder.
Yeah, but
wait, no, I could fake powder too because I have mushroom.
Yeah.
Hello, Cave 45.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about Cave 45. And if I'm gonna do Cave 45, I may as well run back to the village and go check Magic Bat too. I completely like that's such a weird place for mirror.
It is. Oh hey, magic.
Yeah, I know. I completely spaced Cave 45 when I found the mirror. No, that's not bad. That's fine. I probably won't go out of my way to pick up any more, though.
No, you're at 20 now, so...
Not at this point. Well, I'm at 15. I don't have 20. I didn't pick up another Power Tank. But I think I am going to go back up to... I am going to go back up and check Magic Bat.
So how bad would it be to play it as if you're terrible in Super Metroid?
It's not actually as bad as you think. You just need to learn, like, the biggest thing you need to learn to be able to play this is wall jumping. Like, you need to be fairly proficient with wall jumps to be able to complete seeds. But other than that, it's not terrible. Like, I wasn't very good at Super Metroid when I started this. But if you're not very good at Super Metroid, expect your seeds to take like 5.5 hours until you get used to it.
Well, my first seed ever took like 8 hours, I think.
That's nice. I'm very happy I came back there. That's not required, but it's very nice.
No, cannot be required actually.
No, there's no way that can be required.
It's
definitely a very nice luxury item, though. But for normal logic, for normal logic, it's fine. Like all you really need to do is practice wall jumping. So the tricks that are required for a normal logic, you need to be able to wall jump, you need to be able to infinite bomb jump, you need to be able to shine spark, and you need to be able to do mid-air morphs. Those are the only tricks that are required. Like, wall jumps and infinite bomb jumps are probably the two that players struggle with the most, but you do need to be able to infinite bomb jump.
Isn't it also that at least some of the easier...
Oh, there's our flippers, so now everything is in logic.
So yeah, is it also that some of the easier hell runs are required?
No, there are no hell runs required.
Are you sure? Because I remember
No.
getting gravity and off the croc and
V9.
actually...
You're thinking V9. If you played this in V9...
Was it V9?
Yeah, V9 required some hell runs. But that's because that was before they had more than one logic. But now that we have this mirror and we have hammer and hook shot, let's go ahead and just knock out Swamp.
Yeah. I mean, Swamp has a lot of items. It also takes a hell lot of time.
I like Swamp Palace, actually.
It's a nice chill dungeon.
No, because the item density. Yeah, it's not a big deal. Like you'll be able to finish seeds. It'll just be slow. Like, to give you an idea, the first few seeds I did were around the 4 to 5 hour mark, and now my times are in like the 320s, 330s. And if you're willing to, and if you want to learn how to play these, we do have a Discord for Combo Randomizer. If somebody wants to drop a link to that. If there are plenty of people that are willing to teach you, and if you get stuck on a seed, we can absolutely answer logic questions for you.
Oh man, reminds me of that one time where Space Jump was at Spring Ball location. Oh. That was a pain.
Oh, anything in Shack Tool is just terrible. I'm just glad I haven't had to make that decision yet because I don't have gravity. I also don't have grapple beam.
No, mock ball is not required in normal logic. It's good to know, though.
It's very important. It's very important to know because the locations where early supers are, they can have progression more than you would like. It's very, very useful to know. Oh, hey, there's a rage rod.
And it's 4 items, so
yeah, it's quite a bit. So it's absolutely worth learning. And that particular mock ball is not that difficult.
No, it certainly isn't.
Like that one's not difficult. I actually have a lot of trouble with the early ice one, but a lot of people say that's easy too. But the early supers one is really easy.
I mean, there are like 2 or 3 different setups for early ice.
Oh, that worked. I thought he was gonna get stuck on the wrong side of the wrong side of the block. That works for me though. I am doing left side first though. Just the only time that I would consider doing left side second is if I was 1 item from go mode. But there's too many things missing that I just like being thorough. And that's one of the beauties of this randomizer, is there's so many different ways you can route, and there are very few sensible ways to route that are wrong.
I mean, the decision to go left side early for me is usually when I either get a big key or map compass early in the items before. Because then it's really worth it.
Oh, high charge beam. I am definitely getting plasma now.
Sounds fair. I mean, actually route that together with other stuff there.
Yeah, you know what I can route it with? I can route it with, I can just do it next time I save quit out of Link to the Past, which is probably going to be after I'm done with this dungeon. I can go do Aga, and then I can save quit the Sanctuary, check, well, no, I would want to go back to Dark World and finish Skullwoods first. I could finish Skullwoods and then route all the north. I could route Graveyard Ledge with all of the Pegasus Boot stuff. That's over by the church. So I can actually route all of that together, and I could actually go to Mushroom and all the way to Catfish if I wanted as well, without having to deal with Bolus Pod.
Fair enough, yeah.
The big things that we're still looking for. Oh, I never marked Varia. The big thing that we're looking for is like gravity and nits.
Well, gravity and bow.
Nits too.
Then
We need nits. I mean, bow opens up 2 dungeons, yes, but gravity and nits give us a lot more access.
Looking at the
Digging tool.
Oh, but I mean, pretty convenient shovel there. It's pretty close by here.
I could. I'm just trying to think when I want to go do that, because I could do that. I could just do that now, and then maybe.
Well, I mean,
You know what
afterwards,
I could do?
it's gonna be out of.
With this full health and magic, I could go back to Caves Town too and finish that. Because I'm gonna get a health and magic refill. I'm gonna get a health and magic refill off Marcus, and then I could just go do it because I would be near.
But you actually have to.
Right, I would have to go around.
Near back.
I
You,
could, you know what? If I'm gonna go back to Skullwoods to pick up plasma anyway, I might as well just do it then. That's a good point. So, yeah, I'm gonna go check this big spot now.
I mean, it's really closest right now, so.
Yeah, this is no big deal to check right now. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that this does not work on 3DS. On 3DS Virtual Console.
What if you'd actually install RetroArch on it? Because I think with one version of RetroArch it works properly.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and just do Aga Tower now, because this will also let me check the pyramid item. And this is one of those weird cases where even though Aga is not required, I think it's gonna save enough time for me having plasma in Super Metroid that this is worth it. There's definitely an argument against doing this, but I think it saves enough time. Plus, it could actually be, well, no, it can't because we have Screw Attack. Because the Plasma Beam item is gated by either Screw Attack or Plasma. You need one of those two.
Well, technically you can do it with the charge, quote-unquote, Screw Attack as well. It takes forever though, because it's 2 or 3 hits that you need.
just for...
But, I mean, just the time that you're gonna save with microwaving Raygon is probably half of the time that you use up here right now to get plasma, and then like every regular enemy that you kill is like so much time over the rest of Super Metroid that it's well worth it, I
I
wanna
think
say.
so too, especially if we find Wave, because then I can because I think how many tanks do I have now? I think it's 7 or 8. That's more than enough to do stand up too, depending on how cooperative Mother Brain is, because you know how she can be. She can just spam onion rings and you don't get to stand up. So this particular room is actually the reason why I do not want to learn Aga Tower without a light source. I'm more than willing to do this with only Fire Rod and the lamp, but it's that one particular room that's just horrible without any source of light at all. Because if you have a Fire Rod, all you have to do is just memorize where the torches are. And I've definitely played Seeds where going up Aga Tower without a lamp has saved me a lot of time. They're pretty few and far between though.
Oh, that's fire catch.
Thanks. So I'll just head over to take out Aga, but I think we just need guard, please. But yeah, all we're looking for is bow, bow gravity mitts, and medallions.
Well, you already have 2 medallions.
It's a little more than 50-50 that Quake is required at this point. It's a 5 in 9 chance that Quake is required. Alright, how many blue balls?
I'm gonna say 3.
3?
Also, I think you know how to do the clipping meridian, right?
Oh, ice clip? Yeah. That doesn't matter though. Because we have flippers.
Right. Mixing.
We
I'm always
have
mixing up
flippers
the
that can just go into the
portals. I always mix up the 2 Dark World portals to Super Metroid. I always do.
Nice. Aga was being nice.
Wait, was that 0 blue balls?
That was 1.
1? Oh boy.
Alright, just 300. Alright, let's go get plasma. I'll go get plasma, and then... Wait, you have the mirror, you dunce. Get the dunce cap. So now I'm gonna go get this plasma beam, and then... I'm considering finishing Skullwoods just because I can route all those checks together.
Sounds reasonable.
The back of Skullwoods doesn't take that long. Because I already have the front cleared out.
I mean, best case scenario, you get like the item on Mothula and you're done immediately with it.
This decision is actually influenced by the fact that Skullwoods is a green pendant.
Really?
Yeah, Skullwoods is a green pendant.
Yeah.
So that would actually be 2 checks, plus I haven't been over to Eastern yet. And I can route Eastern and Pod together too.
Well, I still need that bow.
Yes, but I can do all of those checks at the same time. And that makes a big difference. I mean, it just could be also something silly like Titan's mitts are in Sahasrah's closet, because you know how long that gets put off.
I don't really think there is something more important in there, though. I mean, it can.
Actually, I think with Fire Rod, Flippers, not yet, not yet. As soon as we find Titan's mitts, then I have to start worrying. Because as soon as we find Titan's mitts, pedestals and logic.
Yep. Before focus as the green pennant reward.
Please no.
Why?
I mean, at least I could check it, but still. But still, that sounds horrible. I don't want to have to do that. I mean, at some point I'll probably wind up checking pedestal if like mitts are really hard to find, or not mitts, but bow is really hard to find. Because obviously, because Ice Palace is a crystal, or Ice Palace is a pendant, then Titan's mitts, we won't find Titan's mitts there, but bow or gravity could very easily be there. Tempered Sword also influenced my decision to come here.
Gotta check the last item.
Yeah, I do have to check the final chest, unfortunately. Thanks. Thanks. Mothula is pretty easy with Tempered Sword.
Yeah, Mothula is pretty free with Tempered.
But now I can finish Thieves Town, do all these North Dark World checks, including Catfish. Do I want to go into Pod, though?
Probably not yet.
I don't have that much access left in Metroid, though. It's just Bubble Mountain. If I had high jump boots, then maybe. Of course, it's a big 20.
Of course, it's useless.
So now I'm gonna go finish Thieves. Finish Thieves. Do all this North Dark World stuff. I think even if I don't find Titan's mitts, I think I want to go up to Death Mountain afterward, just because if I don't find gravity by then, that's probably when I'll go over to Bubble Mountain. I've been trying to avoid going there without gravity so that I can do the routing nice and clean, but sometimes it just doesn't work. And it's not like I'm losing time right now anyway, because because I have to do these checks anyway. Just because of the quantity of items that I'm missing. But I'm gonna go ahead and just grab this plasma beam now. This is so weird, picking up an item that's not required at Lumberjack. But it's such a valuable item. Because now I don't have to worry about ammo either, because I have plasma. I have charged plasma.
Yeah, Mothula is literally free when it's not in its own room in Animizer. Also, yeah, don't forget that you did not pick up Waterfall Ferry yet. You're going there anyways.
Yeah, I know. I know. That's actually another reason why, is because like this is a lot of checks. But I'm well aware that I haven't picked up Waterfall Ferry yet. Oh. Cool. Cool. Charge Ice Wave Plasma. Well, bosses in Super Metroid are just gonna melt now.
Yep.
20 charge shots for Mother Brain. Because Charge
Easy.
Wave Plasma does 900 damage. And being able to route these checks together is nice too. I'm still gonna pick up some supers for Ridley though, because Ridley is weak to supers. But once I get up to about 40 supers, I don't really need to bother with them anymore. Because we have all the beams, so we can use Appetite Skip. You have King's Tomb too. We can go do that. Like, I can just do everything up here. I can even turn in the Mushroom too.
Yeah, because that is by no means needed.
The only thing that I would even want more power bombs for at this point would be crystal flashing, potentially. Because we have more ball bombs for this stuff. One of the biggest concerns early in Super Metroid is soft locking because of lack of bombs.
Yeah, I've had that too many times. Especially when going into dispose ball from the back.
Yeah, if you just not paying attention and you use your last power bomb, because then I think you have to farm a 4% drop.
Yeah, I did that for 5 minutes once, and I did not get one. And I actually reset at that point because I was like, okay, no, I cannot sit around here 5 more minutes to probably get one. I mean, yeah.
4% drops. Gotta love them.
Yeah, I actually asked chat, how high is the chance to actually get a bomb from them?
Okay.
They told me 4%, and I was like,
what do you have? Okay, Catfish, what do you have? Supers. Well, I think I have enough supers now.
I think you could do Mother Brain with just supers easily at this point.
I don't have that many. For that, you need 60.
How many do you have? 50?
I think I have 45, I want to say. I think I'm just gonna go with Death Mountain now. Cause you know what else is in Logic? Spike Cave. Spike Cave's in Logic.
Oh boy.
Also, I never did Thieves Town like I said I was going to. Dead Rock, please. Worst enemy in the game. I mean, anybody who's played Link to the Past just knows how terrible Dead Rocks are. Alright, let's see if the Titans Mitts were here the whole time. Because if the Titans Mitts were here, then I obviously made the wrong routing decision, but I think in a vacuum, the decision to go to Dark World was correct.
And you had way more stuff to do over there. That was actually worth it.
I definitely wouldn't mind them both showing up soon, though.
Yeah, the all-elusive bow.
Now I definitely have enough supers for the rest of the game.
You should, yeah. Oh, that bomb jump. I don't know, sometimes it's a pain, sometimes it's just free.
Yeah, it's Paradox Cave was just Ammo Cave. So... I'm gonna go ahead and do Spiral Cave, and then probably save and quit and go do Spike Cave. Do I want to do Hera, though, is the question. Probably not. Probably not yet. If I had Titan's Mitts, then I would probably do Hera.
Wow. GG
Oh,
game.
that's a clip-worthy moment. Alright, I guess we're gonna go do the back of Death Mountain now.
Hera is just a pendant to Osita.
It is, but the problem is that puts Ped in logic.
Right.
That was funny. Alright.
Well, Rando at its best.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I can check up here. Plus, I can check the Turtle Rock Medallion. Actually,
Actually, you can
Turtle
finish
Rock
Turtle
is full
Rock.
clearable. Hey, I jump boots. So now I can lava dive. If I don't find Gravity Suit up here, I'm probably gonna just lava dive. I'll go ahead and check this first. Because I have a mirror too.
Yay, lag Murad.
Okay, nothing I care about up here. That's fine though. Oh, I never checked the island item when I was up here. I can go check it now. What's up here?
Before its bow.
Nothing. Yeah, let's just go ahead and clear out Turtle Rock.
Well, if it's not Vanilla Medallion.
If it's not Quake, I can go clear it out. And even if it is, I know what it is. Okay, it's Bombos. I can do this. I mean, the Trinex fight might be a little scary, but I don't think it's.
You have tempered.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem.
I mean, with tempered, it's pretty free actually.
So, I don't think a lava dive is the worst idea after this. Well, after I go do Spike Cave. That way I can know what's required for Mire. And if I can get into Mire, Mire's beatable. Which could possibly bypass the flute being required.
Yeah, you can also do Desert Palace, which is also pendant. Not a pendant. Actually.
Yeah, Desert's a crystal. It's mostly we're just waiting on Bow and Gravity now. If I knew how to do Suitless Meridia, then I wouldn't have to worry about that, but no. Just no to Suitless Meridia. Say no to Suitless Meridia. Suitless Meridia is a drug. If you're not familiar, just Suitless Meridia is terrible.
I think I've seen it like once.
I've had to do it in a V9 seed before because Gravity Suit was at Watering Hole.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, going all the way up to Watering Hole without Gravity Suit is terrible. But I do have to check everything here because we're still missing stuff. But with that high jump boots, I'm not concerned about flute anymore. And it would still be nice to have, but I'm not concerned about it anymore. I would kind of like to find the book, though, just for reassurance that I don't need to do ped for bow.
Of course.
Oh, please, bunny beam. Given that I don't have any potions, I think I'm gonna go grab this full magic. Because I don't think I have enough magic to do the Poke Room. I mean, I could just do it with a sword, but it's so much faster to do that Poke Room with Fire Rod.
There is a small magic in the bottom left pot there. In the Poke Room. So you could have had enough magic for that. You would be a little bit short afterwards, so probably the better decision to do it like that.
Yeah, that's what happens when you don't have half magic. Plus, like, if I miss, like that. Because missing is always something you can do. Alright, what's in Mimic Cave?
It's a bow!
I've had hookshot here in a tournament race before.
Oh my gosh.
And then my opponent didn't check it.
Oh. Okay, just so that people know, I did not generate the seed. I have no access to actually see what is in there.
Oh, Yume is a witch. Okay, so now all we need is gravity suit. For the sake of oh my, are you kidding me?
Oh boy.
I think that's goal mode. Assuming Meyer is a Quake.
I think if nothing goes too wrong, this is like a 240 finish.
I think this, like, as long as Meyer doesn't require Quake, this is goal mode.
Holy. Also, someone IRL was just pointing at me because I called way too many items in their seats already.
Well, at least I'll be able to get to bed pretty quickly.
Oh boy, don't die.
I have a fairy.
Alright, but still.
I have a fairy. I'm just gonna mark my play. I'm gonna have to give it up though. Like, I'm gonna have to use it because I need to check that chest in the corner. But yeah, as long as Quake is not in, I'm pretty sure this is the fastest go mode I've ever had. This is like, crazy. Like, usually go mode, usually I don't enter go mode in these seeds until an hour or so later.
I feel you about that.
We'll
Usually I
see.
get it around
Like,
3 hours more.
We'll see when we go down to Mire. And
Quake
if Mire's Quake, then we gotta find Quake.
Someone in the next room was saying spring ball. I don't think that you like that.
I would not. I don't even have grapple beam. Easy peasy, try next fight. The magic situation was getting a little scary, but also I marked the wrong dungeon as that, so that explains why the tracking was wrong.
First phase of Tronics is also not too bad, especially with Tempered.
Oh no, not at all. So...
And also there is actually
I'm
a
actually
glitch.
gonna ignore Spike Cave for now, and I'm just gonna do the rest of these Link to the Past dungeons. Or don't, no, not yet.
Wouldn't you first want to check out what Mire?
Yeah, we're gonna check Mire first. That's right. Yeah, let's check Mire first. Duh. It's gonna be the best way there. Is gonna be through Business Center. So we'll find out. We'll find out soon if Mire is anything but Quake. Then we are in go mode. Oh yeah, I have plenty of ammo.
50 supers, easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Oh, I need to actually equip Plasma. Because I found it in Link to the Past.
Yeah. That and the fact that actually Spazzer overrides you having Plasma. Well, just auto-equips it and you have to equip Plasma again. It's a little bit of a pain. Oh well, I think that's nothing they could change on their end for quality of life.
Not really. It's a miracle that this even works anyway. It's because the two games happen to share no memory addresses. So it was just a matter of stapling the ROMs together and changing some changing around some memory addresses to get some of the quality of life features like the max ammo counter to work. But I don't even have to do a lot of, like, even if I didn't find Gravity Suit, I was still gonna come down here.
Well, I mean...
Wait a minute. No, I can just check GT afterward if I have to.
Yeah.
I was thinking about checking GT first, but there's no reason to.
Not really worth it.
Not yet. So, in probably about a minute and a half, we'll find out if this is anything but Quake. We might need somebody to fill in for another run, because if this is Ether or Bombos, this is going to be like so far underestimated. It's silly. Come on. There we go. That's not difficult. It's just finicky. Do it in time. Alright, moment of truth. It's Bombos! We're in go mode!
Oh, yes. So yeah, what's your estimated time to end this now? Like 240-ish?
I have no
45?
idea. I have no idea, honestly. Like, it's gonna be so fast. Like, what was that, like hour 53 goal mode? That's, like, almost unheard of for this.
Yeah, but I mean, there is still a G tower that takes a bit. Like the whole Mother Brain Torian stuff takes like 8 to 9 minutes. So yeah, it's still...
GT plus Mother Brain takes about 20.
It's still gonna take a fair amount, but can probably go...
I think this has a shot at being sub 3.
I'm pretty sure this is gonna be sub 3, even if you get like really bad layouts of the dungeons.
Because I gotta go back and do feeds still, but that won't take long. I have this in Desert.
I mean, now that you have met, Stevestown is not really a concern.
Oh no, not at all.
Gonna be there in no time.
Here's the big key.
You're in a good location. Somewhat good.
So this seed was completely influenced by the decision to go to Turtle Rock. That Turtle Rock was just so loaded.
I mean, technically, Go Mode items for both games were in there.
Right, yeah. And I'm just really glad I have the lamp, because I wouldn't want to do this without the lamp.
Yeah, it's... my opinion, besides the room in Aga Tower, this is probably the worst room.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, having to put the Kano Samaria block on that switch when you can't see what you're doing is hard.
Yeah, especially for me, I usually have the ROM music completely off and listening to my own music when I'm streaming these seeds. You cannot even hear if you actually hit the block or not. That's pretty annoying.
This is why I can't wait for MSU support in V11.
So that's gonna be the same as in
Link to the Past, yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, just having the background sounds of like enemies and stuff.
Yeah, that's exactly what it'll be. It'll just be sound effects only. Oh yeah, you'll get to see my favorite strategy for Vitreous. Well, oh no, I have Silvers. I love dashing back and forth with the cape against Vitreous. It's so much fun. But I unfortunately cannot do it because it's just much faster to use Silver Arrows.
Yeah. I mean, is it even faster than doing NMG strats properly when you do it with the cape? I don't think so.
If you have butter, maybe. I think if you have butter, it is, actually.
Yeah, okay, because you deal double damage, but...
Oh, and this is so nice that Pendant Ice Palace was empty. Like,
empty Ice Palace is always nice, though.
Like Pendant Ice Palace seems like it's always value. And that's one thing I was worried about when I saw Pendant Ice. But no, not today. Today we can just waltz in all these dungeons, get the big keys, beat the bosses, and be good to go. This is actually one of those strange cases. No. I think I'm just gonna finish these 2 dungeons and then go. I'm gonna finish these dungeons and then go beat the rest of the Super Metroid bosses except Mother Brain, and then go beat Link to the Past. I think that's reasonable.
Yeah. I think I would do the same in this situation. Because otherwise, getting down to Ridley again is gonna be a little bit of a pain. I mean, not really a pain, but time loss for sure.
A little bit. But yeah, all this that's actually one of the unique things about the combo randomizers, that flute is not a strictly required item. Even if Meyer is, like, no matter what the dungeon configuration, like Pentacrystal configuration, a flute is never strictly required because of the Meyer portal.
I mean, there are still cases where flute is required to get.
It can be if Titansmiths are in oh wait, no. If Gravity is in Lower Norfair, then flute is logically required.
Yeah, just don't start me on Titansmiths being in the top left corner of the screen of Gold Chorizo.
Oh yeah, the last
I have that recently.
One of the seeds I played that was from a community member had Gravity Suit there, and it took me forever to find Space Jump.
Oh my god.
I still have it. You know, one of these days I should give you, like, every community seed that I have on my SD.
Oh no, don't do it. Don't do it. No.
Like, most of them are pretty bad.
That's why I say don't do it.
I might actually put this one on there too, because this, just for the opposite reason, because this seed is just super fast. Like, it would be interesting to see what kind of time somebody like Aussie would get on this seed.
Before first sub 2 in history.
Nah, it's not that fast, but it's still pretty good.
I think that can't happen with the best stuff.
The fastest seed ever, I think Hitaka got in a tournament race. Hitaka got a 2:11 in a tournament race before.
Oh boy. That's pretty unreal to me.
I mean, Solsky got like a 2:29 on me in a tournament race.
That's also pretty unreal to me.
That screw attack makes Warstrom in the game so easy.
Yes.
Also, Randomania, I apologize for putting your marathon way ahead of schedule again. This is gonna finish, like, almost an hour underestimate.
Dude, it's fine. I mean, the estimated time for your run was like 10 in the morning for me, and then it started at 8 in the morning, so...
Yeah, because they couldn't get anybody to add a game. Like, somebody wanted to add a game to their event, but no one was up at this time because it's just a terrible time for North American people.
Yeah, it's by the way also a terrible time at the weekends for European people to wake up at 8 to do something.
Wait, why am I checking Powerbomb of Shame? I don't need to. Good old muscle memory.
Oh yeah.
This is my favorite way to take out the gold pirates. Like, this looks so cool when it's done properly. And of course I'm gonna screw it up. Maybe I'll get it with this one. Of course not. More proof that Super Metroid is a hard video game.
It certainly is.
Alright, time to count to 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Can you get down here, please? 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 23, I'm gonna have to use some beams on Ridley, I think. Yeah, because I missed too many. There we go. I needed to use one.
Oh, Pokemon Random. That takes forever though, Cedar. We are not that far in front of the schedule. Yes, it all depends.
Oh hey, so hey, now I get to do the I get to go through amphitheater backwards too. Well, I don't know if I want to with the ammo situation. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to with the ammo situation. As much as I would like to, because I have like no supers. If I had more supers, then I would, but I'm not terribly confident in getting a green gate glitch with just 3 super missiles.
No, Cedar, I'm not gonna do any red rando today, forget that.
I think that's just what I'm gonna do is take the regular route out of here. I mean, it'll conveniently dump me. At Business Center anyway. If I had like 10 supers, I would do it, but I just don't have enough supers. It's disappointing too because that green gate glitch back through Myers saves quite a bit of time. But getting out of Lower Norfair when you don't have to do checks doesn't take that long either. At this point, it's almost just like any percent. Although I don't have speed, so I'm gonna have to go through Cathedral again too. I still don't think it's worth trying on only 4 or 5 supers though. But I'm also not gonna farm. Like, why would I farm? I think farming would take longer than, like, farming and doing the gate glitch would actually take longer than just going all the way back.
Depends how many attempts you need, but yeah.
And also if I run out of supers, then I have to go back anyway.
Yeah.
So I think this is the better decision.
I would say so. For consistency, certainly.
So now I'm gonna take care of Dragon and then just take care of the rest of Link to the Past. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, animals. I should ask about the animals.
That's not even a question. Kill them. Always.
It's a marathon, though. I mean, my preference is to kill them. Especially with a
Everybody's
time like
preference.
this.
Is this gonna be a PB for you? To go well under sub 3?
Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. My personal best is a 244.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah,
but
it
that
can-
seed, if you give it to somebody who's like a really strong runner, like Aussie, actually has record potential.
Okay.
Oh, and I have Spring Ball too, so I don't have to worry about the lack of speed booster. You can clip through those, but it requires taking off Various Suit, which is menuing. And who wants to do menuing? That portal is the reason why you never see people like Zost go for full halfy. Because you just can't set up full halfy. You would never see me do something like that, because, well, I've never even done the halfy. I've come close, but I've never actually even done the halfy. Alright. Time for microwave shrimp.
Yay.
If these turrets will go away. Bye, Dragon.
Easy. Easy every time.
And that is what happens when you do randomizer. Because that is not possible to do in the vanilla game.
Nope, because Plasma is actually locked by defeating Dragon.
But that is what microwave shrimp looks like. That is
Looks
the
pretty
entire.
bad.
That is the entire reason why I went back for.
Plasma Beam.
For Plasma Beam. Because if I didn't have grapple, then I would have to ammo kill Dragon, which would require me going back to my ship.
Yeah, I think just for that kill you did, just there it was worth it going for that.
Alright, I'm gonna go do Eastern and Pod. Well, actually, yeah, I'm gonna go do Eastern and Pod just because of...
Alright, some is still left afterwards.
Yeah, but that'll be a piece of cake.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a 2-minute detour. Okay, I'm gonna be right back in like a minute or two.
Right. I don't think this is gonna be a personal best, but it'll be sub 3 for sure. I mean, I guess it does kind of depend on where the big keys are, but I would need to finish up these 3 dungeons in like 12 minutes. We'll see. Because Turian's also going to be longer because I don't have speed booster. Tallow, the reason why is because both Meyer and Turtle Rock required bombos.
I'll come back. As I see, we didn't get any luck so far in
Pod, no.
Pod.
Yes, that is correct. The requirement for the medallion requirement for Misery Mire and Turtle Rock is different every seed. It's that way in standalone Link to the Past too. Because Total was involved in the development for the Super Metroid randomizer as well. He's just the person that joined VTorp's randomizer for Link to the Past and his own randomizer for Super Metroid together. Is the big key really going to be in the back? That's so awkward. Oh, there's Crafflebeam.
Yay!
When I don't need it. Like, I don't think Grapple Beam is helpful for anything anymore.
No, you don't really have to farm. Well, there are no farming spots in Torian anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I beat Ridley.
The Dragon already, so yeah, there is no use to this anymore. Actually, it gives one more check, though. You could now check Spring Ball location. Logically.
Why would I do that? I'm in Go mode.
I don't know! But someone in chat said, congratulations, you have unlocked 9 and it gives 0 more checks. Which is not true.
And, of course, the big key is... Well, I guess the big key could be in Heartless Hellway. That's completely possible, because we have all the keys.
Yep. It's probably not gonna be there, though.
Well,
Hi, Quake!
quack. So the big key is in the Dark Maze, which, of course, is naturally the last place you look for it.
Yep. Bacon.
In Eastern will be quick, Thieves Town will be quick. Okay, there it is. There it is, let's get out of here.
Also, to answer to chat again, you forget about Spring Ball because you don't want to go there. That's just natural.
Yeah, Spring Ball in like nuanced conditions of normal logic can be part of logic. Spring Ball is more likely to be needed for hard logic because Spring Ball is one of the components for Soulless Meridia. Well, what if you don't have any bombs? If you don't have any bombs, then your only vertical movement in Morph Ball form is Spring Ball. I've definitely seen...
Yep.
I've played, I think, a seed that it took me about 50 minutes to find power bombs.
Oh my gosh.
So I've got to finish this, Eastern, and Thieves, and then I'll be in GT. So depending on how long GT takes, this could be a personal best. It's going to be close though.
Well, if it's not, you know where the time loss lays.
Because literally the only thing I didn't have to do that I did was like, major was I did Skullets.
Yeah.
Other than that, I basically routed perfectly.
Also, as far as I see, I think the Oracle of Seasons runner is online. Should I give him a heads up real quick that we are
Yeah,
done?
I would. I would just let the Oracle of Seasons runner know that we're way ahead of estimate right now. And again, I apologize that we're this far ahead. Just this is a ridiculous seed. And not what we're saying, and not what we mean usually when we talk about ridiculous seeds.
No, yes.
This is a ridiculous seed the other way. That's stupidly fast. So I've got 5 minutes, basically, to complete this in Beavstown. To be on pace for personal best. Although probably less time, because you might remember that since I don't have speed, escape is going to be slower.
Right. You're gonna lose
Oh,
like
shoot.
a minute there.
I haven't been in here at all. I need to check for the big key.
Yes.
I completely forgot I haven't been in here at all. Because when do you ever get to enter Eastern Palace for the first time in Go mode? Like, how often do you reach Go mode where Eastern goes unchecked?
Before it's in a vanilla location anyways. We went back for nothing.
I mean, cut me a break. This has been a really unusual seed, to say the least. You witch.
I mean, it was clear the moment that you mirrored back that it's gonna be there.
You witch. Like, how many things have you called in this seed now?
I only talked about 2 things in general, and both things were right. Just Bo and that big key.
There was one other one too. Oh no, it was me. I mentioned,
Yeah.
like, what if the Titans...
Gravity was yours.
the Titans
and
was me.
Titans.
That was such a convenient location for the Titans.
I mean, in hindsight, yeah.
But, like, even if this doesn't wind up being a personal best, this is going to be an incredible time.
Certainly is for a marathon setting, yeah. Okay, also, news for chat, the Oracle of Seasons runner should be fine to take over when you're done, so
Perfect.
there is not gonna be any delay after this run.
Yep, vanilla big key. I actually don't think... I think being linked to the past and combo, I think this is my first time ever going in, setting foot in the Eastern Palace already being in Go mode.
Well, I mean, it's an early location, you can check pretty easily.
Yeah, it's in the first sphere. It's in the first sphere, so this usually gets checked pretty quickly.
I still don't get the whole spheres thing when I'm looking at the walkthroughs, honestly.
It's the way the logic places items. in order to really, like, truly understand it, you need to know how the fill algorithm works, and that's something that I'm not going to explain here. There's all kinds of documentation for it over on the Link to the Past website itself. I believe there's ample documentation there for how the randomizer fill algorithm works on the ALTTPR main website. Because the combo randomizer uses the same fill algorithm, and a bunch of other like open world randomizers do as well.
Still, I'm not gonna bother. I mainly play these for fun and not to be like the very best, like no one ever was.
Save and quit to get back to Thieves Town. And I don't either. I usually perform pretty well in the tournaments, but I'm not top tier. It's mostly because of my Super Metroid leaves something to be desired. But I had to do like hardly any Super Metroid this time. It was just wrecked shit, basically.
Yeah. I mean, we had a pretty funny seed once that I played in a co-op setting, where like first 15 minutes we had to do the same things like in Super Metroid and A Link to the Past. Then you could, because of the item placements, independently finish both games. Because like all the A Link to the Past stuff was in A Link to the Past and all the Super Metroid stuff was in Super Metroid.
Sounds like well, no, that's not like the last seed I played. The last seed I played was the one that had the Morph Ball and Big Chest of Thieves. But you could do all of Link to the Past before you got Morph Ball.
Oh boy.
That one was pretty silly. Alright, Blind, let's try this again.
Ah, easy. Got it this time.
I mean, the red shield alone will make a difference.
Well, if you use it properly, yes. If you don't, it's
I mean, it's already saved me 2 hits. I can't believe I choked on that first blind fight, though. That was ridiculous.
Well, I want to say...
I died twice to blind. Anyway, big key guessing game.
Yeah, so we have just 1 to 22 for the people that don't know where the big key can be in G Tower.
My default guess is always 10.
I'm gonna go with 3 today.
Unfortunately, this is not looking like it's going to be a personal best, because I would need to finish Ganon and Mother Brain in 18 minutes, but if we get an early big key, it's still possible.
Probably will find Speed Booster in...
I would be really happy to find Speed Booster in Ganon's Tower, but you also have to remember there's, like, I want to say 45 locations in Super Metroid. I haven't checked either.
Fair.
The collection rate on this is going to be silly low.
Yeah, looks like it's probably going to be like 160, 170, depending on how much you get in G Tower.
It beats the 225 from my last seed.
I mean, I'm usually around the 220-ish, because I make way too many checks. Oh, that rocks.
And I get another thing is it also depends on like stand up, and well, stand up doesn't save that much time. Like almost like Metroid room execution will make more of a difference than the Mother Brain fight itself.
Yeah, I mean, Mother Brain is pretty scripted, especially with what you have right now.
Yeah, so it depends on stand up. Like if Mother Brain gives me a bad pattern, If I'm too far behind, though, I probably won't even go for stand-up because I've been having issues with it recently, and I don't want to goof it up.
That would be because you can only mirror from Dark World into Light World and not the other way around. Answer the question, chat.
There's a small key. Yeah, the mirror is one way.
Yeah, it's always one way. And if you do invert it, then it's just the other way around.
Another small key.
But
Because you need one small key going upstairs.
Yep.
No big key yet. Unfortunately. Oh yeah, that's a nice safety. Because I don't actually think there's anything in my bottle right now.
Not anymore, I guess. You had one fairy.
Yeah, I had the one fairy and had to use it, but now I got another one. So this will be chest 9. Coming up is my guess, which is the randomizer room. The room that no one knows about until you play randomizer.
That's not true. That room saved me like twice in NMG because I ran out of arrows. There is actually
I've
10
done
arrows.
that before as well. 12 energy tank, 13 missiles, not looking good.
It's right side. And before my 3 would have been good, but you decided to go the other way around.
I don't like going right side unless I feel I'm behind. Like, it's just statistically better to do the left side. But when do statistics ever matter? Because this randomizer is a mind of its own.
Yes. Statistics and randomizers. When is Matt Pat's game series on that?
15. Nope, 16. No. No, it's right side.
Yeah, of course it is.
Of course it's right side.
Of course.
So... yeah, personal best is not happening.
No one wants to save Shack Tool ever. No one likes Shack Tool, dude. No one.
Oh, well, there is one person. Metroid MST, for whatever reason, loves Shack Tool.
What? Okay.
$20 for the big key.
Oh. should totally play more seasons while watching Twitch, because there's gonna be an Oracle of Seasons one after this.
Yeah, Oracle's randomizer is cool. I'm just not familiar enough with the games to play it.
I played through it a ton when I was a kid, and then I actually did a casual playthrough on Twitch once, but I didn't know anything about it
Something
anymore.
important is on Goron dancing.
Corn dancing? That's in Ages. That's not in Seasons.
Oh, Ages, yeah. That is Ages, yeah.
Because Shactul is a meme, man. It's a mean meme.
I don't have any magic for gauntlets, so this can get fun.
Just do bow strats, man.
Oh, never mind.
Oh. Hi, magic.
That's the wrong way.
Nice bonk.
No. No, it's not that. It's I menued the wrong way because I meant to menu to my fire rod instead of boomerang.
Boomerang only gauntlet when?
Never. 'Cause
Why?
That sounds like a terrible idea.
That sounds like fun. I mean, you should know my definition of fun. I speedrun Pokemon Puzzle League.
Point. About time I got that.
Ah, nice one. Yeah, well, more like Zero Cycle than Mars.
These rooms are so cool. The wizard rooms up here are some of the best rooms in the game. Tower.
Did you ever have to do them without having King of Sumeria?
Once.
That's a pain.
It's pretty slow, yeah. It's pretty rare though, because the pendant configuration has to be pretty specific for that.
Well,
Because both Meyer and T-Rock have to be pendants.
and depending on the key layout, also Ice Palace.
Ice Palace as well.
G
Like
Tower as
also
well.
the
has
big key,
to
the
work
big key
with
too.
you.
The G Tower big key has restrictions on where it can be. Venus Maria is.
Yeah, but do you know what is even more fun? Doing G Tower without Fire Rod.
I've done that before.
Yes, I've done that like
As
3 or
a
4
matter of fact, one of the community seeds that I was talking about,
Mhm.
I never found the fire rod.
Oh boy.
It's not even that it wasn't required. I never found it, and the people that gave it to me never found it either. I was like,
Okay.
"Where's fire rod?" And they're like, "We never found it." Like they had 2 people co-oping that seed, and neither one of them found a fire rod.
Oh boy. Probably it was Spring Ball item.
That's for the fans, by the way.
Yay!
Oh, this room is so frustrating. No, I'm thinking about beating the seed and getting to bed. That's what I'm thinking about.
Well, what is it like?
It's almost 4 in the morning here.
Oh. Well, then I can
It shows
understand.
you how much I'm paying attention. This is where I flung those orbs. Because I flung them at the wrong one.
Yes.
Oh, and now I have the Agate clones desync. Alright, there we go. Alright, on to Ganon. Yeah, this'll be probably like around 250, I want to say.
Looks like it, yeah.
Which is the second fastest seed I've ever done.
Well, then should
Really, Ganon? I was one hit off? Come on.
Oh, nice dodge there.
It's really hard to one-cycle him. Like, one-cycle phase 2 with Tempered.
Depends where he is standing.
Like, if he spawns in the corner, then sure, you can just spin attack him and do four hits worth of damage.
Yep.
I do need to be kind of careful, though, because I am, well, I have a fairy, but I am within Ganon hug range. Yes, I found the arrows at Hyrule Castle. They were very easy to find.
G.
Only one G, though.
Yep.
Now we gotta go get the other G.
Oh, yes.
So yeah, this will wind up being about 250. I probably don't need to do this refill, but I'm not going to chance drops in Turian.
Yeah. Might be a wise choice.
With only 8 supers.
I mean, you shouldn't have a problem with the Metroids there. They should actually drop lots of stuff.
Yes, normally, but you never know.
It might be that kind of moment where you would actually need it, where it doesn't happen.
That happened to me in a seed I played recently, where I didn't refill, and I wound up almost not having enough supers for Mother Brain. Because I was like, I entered Turian almost full, but almost full was not enough. Or almost wasn't enough, rather. Alright. So these Metroid rooms are really, really intense in terms of APM. So I probably won't say too much during them.
Yeah, they are really hard to actually do fast. Because you have to manual a lot.
Yep, and I just missed. So once you get one of the Metroids on you, generally it's faster to power. Just get all of them on you and power bomb them.
Can get them off of you with just regular bombs, but
yeah,
it's very likely that they will latch onto you again because of how fast they are.
That room was better. Those last 2 rooms weren't too bad, but just whenever you get caught, it wastes so much time. I also need to take off Screw Attack here to set up for Zebetite Skip. And if I'm gonna go into my menu to take off, to take that stuff off, I may as well take off suits as well, just to make this drain faster. Also, you have to remember to face right here. It saves 40 frames.
That much?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it saves 40 frames because Samus has fewer frames of animation. Samus doesn't have as many frames of animation when standing up while facing right.
Okay. That's interesting, I didn't know that.
Yep, it saves 40 frames. Easy every time. And this is what's nice about having Charge Beam, is you can throw all your supers at Mother Brain 1.
Yep. Well, the first part where there's still a lot of glass breaking, I think it's actually faster to use regular ones because of the lag.
Yeah. No, you don't have to, but because the glass specifically requires 10 missile shots, where super missiles and missiles do the same amount of damage. But once you actually break the glass, it's faster to use supers. Oh well. I got a damage down now. This is fine though. That was still nice and quick. Like, I don't know what it is, it just seems like that first ketchup is always the hard one to dodge. But this will be sub 250.
Thought speed booster?
This will definitely be one to keep though, because this is really fast. Yeah, the scary part is I was the one who generated this seed.
What?
Yeah, I generated this.
Okay.
This is not typical for my seeds.
No. Certainly isn't.
So I think that decision to go to wreck ship when I did was very key, because if I didn't go to wreck ship, I was going to go to Hell Runs. And clearly there was nothing down there.
Well, probably speed booster is down there.
Although I'm sure Randomania is used to dealing with being ahead or behind schedule, just seesawing due to the nature of Randomizer.
Well...
Alright, if you guys wanted me to save the animals, too bad, they're dying. They're dying.
Good decision.
With a time like this. I do actually have to, like, remember the way through this next room because I don't have speed booster.
It's kind of a maze.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, I have to do the regular climb, which I'm not the greatest at. I choked it away. Darn. Yeah, this is just a choke. That's too bad. It's still a great time.
This will save him now.
No, I'm still not saving him.
Well, the thing is, if you get into the wrong room, you might have a problem.
Yep, exactly. And time.
Yeah, GG.
Thanks. Yeah, this is my second fastest time. So, because we do have a little bit of time, we are gonna go over the stats.
Yeah. And we will see where speed boosting was as well. Oh no. This doesn't show the stuff. It's only the regular Super Metroid one. Rip Shack Tool. Shack Tool got what it deserves.
And suddenly Star Fox. I know at one point the credits music was the DKC2 credits music, but that was before my time. I think that was in version 8.
That's cool.
And then in version 9, I can't remember what it was. But it's the Star Fox theme in version 10, and I imagine for version 11 it's getting changed again. Yeah, I liked it too, Lex. But definitely want to give a big shout out to Total and all the people that were involved in the development of this. This is such a blast to do, and I'm glad it's getting more exposure. This randomizer is also being featured at Games Done Quick this summer. Andy and Ivan are going to be doing a co-op, and I'm looking forward to seeing that as well. But if you do want to learn how to play this randomizer as well as just get involved with the community, we do have a Discord that I will go ahead and link down. That is the Discord for the link to the past and Super Metroid Combo Randomizer. There's so many people that are willing to help you learn this. 730 Turian with no speed booster is actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Also 2 minutes Meridia.
I mean, literally all I did in Meridia was go kill Dre and then leave.
Yeah.
I never touched
But
Meridia.
still.
I never touched Norfair either. Never found the flute. Never found Speed Booster. Never found the book. I was starting to get a bit scared when I found Titan's Myths and then put Pedestal and Logic, and then we went to T-Rock, and then I just found everything I needed. But if you don't make that decision to go to T-Rock, you're going to be hurting. 316 menu, that's not bad either, I don't think. Depends on Link to the Pastime. I always think that 2 minutes per hour is good for menu time. 56 minutes in Super Metroid. 191 collection. That had mostly to do with GT being so late.
Yeah.
But I think that'll about do it. So we're going to go ahead and cut out here while our Oracle of Seasons runner sets up. I have been Riker Rider.
Yeah. And I'm Mitsubasa CH.
Thank you for watching.